There was a wonderful piece in the Atlantic recently called "In Praise of Short-Term Thinking," and what it was like you can believe in the long term, but you still have to worry about disruption in the short term, and and that we have to be proactive at looking for that disruption. So I guess I would say I'm incredibly optimistic about the long term. Just as going back to what I said earlier, those people in Ned Ludd's rebellion couldn't imagine what the descendants of those machines would do for our society in making us all so much richer than even the richest aristocrats of their day. And we should be thinking the same way about our future. Oh my God, these new technologies, what will they make possible? What could we do if we took all this technology and said, wow, let's go reinvent everything? Instead of just saying, well, we're just going to optimize to, I mean, it's kind of keep going back to Uber. Like they had this brilliant insight on how they could use technology to do this thing that was previously impossible. They built this great company. And then they start talking about, no, well, now we're just going to get rid of the drivers. Why aren't they talking about their flu shot, experiment? Like going, well, in 2014, we gave flu shots on demand, where we delivered a nurse. Like with self-driving cars, think about all the other things that could be on demand. Yeah, sure, the drivers won't be there anymore, but there'll be all kinds of other new kinds of services that could be on demand. What an amazing future. Let's get up freaking optimistic about all those things that are possible. Zipline in Rwanda, they're going, there's no roads, there's no hospitals, but guess what? We can use drones to deliver blood on demand to women who are dying. Postpartum hemorrhage is one of the leading causes of death. We can get blood there, anywhere in the country. Bang! Drop it with a parachute from a drone. It's like, holy shit. We can get medications out. That's like, let's rethink the world using today's technology. And so that fundamental optimism of how much possibility there is. What will AIs help us to do? What kinds of creative, worlds will we see in virtual reality? Just like we're in the age of Hollywood. What's that going to look like when we're able to make these world-spanning visions? And oh my gosh, there's so much ahead of us, and we just have to kind of, I think, so that fundamental optimism about, this is amazing. Let's get there, and let's stop optimizing for the short term. Let's start optimizing for the long term. Let's think about how to make the society that we want. Let's harness technology to do the impossible, and I think, I guess I would just sort of say, one of the things, that history teaches us is that government plays an enormous role in that process. And our current distaste for and distrust of government is part of the problem. We have to get rid of that. We have to actually understand how to make government work again. Because when government works, it really becomes a governor for society. It helps, moderate the excesses. It helps, deal with market failure, both on the upside and on the downside. And we're going to need everything we've got. We're going to need government. We're going to need technology. We're going to need everybody on this planet to pull together to solve some of the challenges we've got in the years ahead.